Good morning. I'm going to talk about my paintings I did last year in my 2D design class. I come from China. The courses I have in China are different from what I have in the United States. In China, I only have art class once a week, so I can only receive little instruction during class. But I had art class every day last year at the Oakridge school. I did a lot of artworks. I did learn a lot, not only painting skills, but also inspiration. This was the first project I did last year. It was a self-portrait. When I knew this assignment, I was so anxious because I was bad at drawing portrait. The first thing I thought was, that's impossible. I will just draw an ugly me. But anyway, I just did it. I took a picture of myself showing a strange emotion, surprise, and then drew it. I really spent a lot of time on my eyes and mouth because of their complicated outlines. I did change my eyes for several times because they always look very big and now seem like in the same position as in my face. I didn't like my painting while I was drawing this part, but I didn't give up. I paid attention to those curves on my mouth and tried to draw them in the exact same direction as the picture showed. And finally, after I finished it, I was so surprised. I didn't expect I could do this before. I was so happy and proud of myself. The thing I learned was to be confident. Just work hard and be carefully, and then you will get amazing and satisfied results. The next one I did was an oil painting. The project was about observing my favorite foods, vegetables, or flowers, and then adding my own ideas to draw them. I chose apples as my subject. I put one apple in the middle and cut other two apples into half and put them around that apple to make them look like a flower. That was my first time to draw oil painting, and I was a little confused about how to mix color. I observed apples very carefully and even changed the color of apple peels and cores. In order to get clean edges, I had to use those tiny brushes very carefully. So I spent almost all 3 weeks during my class time to draw those apples, and until the last day before the deadline, I came up with my background idea, an open mouth. That must be interesting. So I took my painting home during weekend and spent the whole Saturday to finish that mouth. The only result of sitting there for the whole day was getting a sore neck. Although I felt uncomfortable the next day, I was still so happy because I finished my painting and I was satisfied with the color and I made and that creative open mouth idea. Be creative. Creative ideas can really create nice work. The last painting I'm going to talk about is about experimental photo series. I used leaves as my subject. I collected different kinds of leaves in my house family backyard. I also found some tree branches and tried to put them into polygons so that I could add something else in the middle. I surrounded the branch with the leaves in a circle and decorated with some red leaves. I was so surprised because it looked very beautiful. I took a picture of it and then printed it out. Then I decided to use watercolor to draw some leaves in the middle. That was my first time to use watercolor, so it was a little hard for me to draw several layers of different color. Again, I felt upset because the color I made didn't look like the real. But I decided to persist trying. However, as gradually commanding painting skills, I became confident. After I finished those 2 paintings, I cut a piece of leaf in the middle and switched them. The work was completed, and it looked amazing. I was proud of my artwork and the idea because I never thought I could do such a nice work. So just trust yourself and be creative. You will get an unexpected result. Last year, I learned a lot of painting skills, such as how to paint oil painting, watercolor painting, and even printmaking. I also gained inspiration that is very helpful. We will never predict what the future will look like. Just be creative, trust yourself, and don't give up easily. We all can create a bright future. Thank you.